Navayam Shri Guranga Nityananda Shri Radha Chandra Gadadhar Siva Sri Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Ram Ram Hari. So there's not thousands of people here. There's somebody gave a concert yesterday and a few days ago in London, music concert. There were 92,000 people there. Shows you how popular music is. Amazing. Very successful female singer. 92,000 people, that's a lot of people. Like a whole city in one huge stadium in England. Wherever she goes, she gets packed out. But for Hari Katha, you get 3 people, 5 people, 300, 500. Only a few speakers get big crowds. People don't have much appetite for Hari Katha. Any questions? Any questions? Okay. Right. So how is your cooking? She your delivery? Second delivery. Speed delivery. Bicycle, she's walking. Get hotter mode. Zomato. For sound delivery. Riscato. Riscato. Okay. So no questions, so let's have draw now. Okay, what question?
So, I was reading that Bhakti gives freedom from suffering, which is kleshagni, and brings auspiciousness, shuddha. So, just wanted to understand that it is giving freedom from suffering, from which came from our paraks and putam, bijam and everything. So, why do we actually see that devotees are actually suffering? Because if it is actually bringing auspiciousness and freedom from suffering.
Yeah, the question is based on Nectar of Devotion, where Rupa Goswami gives 6 symptoms, 6 characteristics of bhakti at different stages. So the first 2 characteristics of bhakti are kleshagni, which means destroys miseries which are caused by our bad karma, and shubhada, means it gives auspiciousness. So this begins at the level of, after Diksha, this process begins. These 2 characteristics of bhakti are felt at the level of nartanivriti and nishta, and it goes up to ruchi. And the other 2 characteristics are, what are the 3rd and 4th?
It brings us closer to Krishna.
So now 4th, 5th and 6th are Sri Krishna Karshani and Sandranatma Visheshatma. That the Atma, the soul, feels an incredible, inconceivable bliss as an effect of prema bhakti. And the prema bhakti, which means pure love, attracts Krishna to him, to her, the prema bhakti. At the level of bhava, there's moksha, laguta krit, and sudurlabha. It's very rare to attain the level of bhava, and very rare to attain that level of bhava which has the quality of moksha, laguta krit. And I say.
Level of bhava and the
3 characteristics of level of bhava. What are they? Moksha, laguta krit, and what? Sudurlabha. It's very rare. So you're asking a question about the first 2 characteristics of bhakti, which are seen or felt at the level of Nartanivritti and Nishtaruchi. And those who are described in Bhakti-rasa Sindhu as Shubhada, it brings auspiciousness, and Kleshagni destroys bad karmas which cause us misery. Klesha means misery. Adhyatmika klesha, adhibodhika klesha, adhidavika klesha. Miseries are caused by our own body and mind, which are bad karma. Misery caused by other people's body and minds, which is also our bad karma. And misery caused by the environment, which is also bad karma. You're born in Russia, you're born in Hawaii, you can't blame the environment. You're born in a paradise situation, that's good karma. So, the question is asked based on these first two characteristics, why do we see that devotees are suffering? So there's a couple answers. One thing maybe they don't have bhakti. They have taken initiation, they have received Gopal mantra, and Nekvis have a guru, but they don't have bhakti. They haven't actually adopted the 6 symptoms of surrender. So they're still holding on very much to Maya and their prabdha karma. They're not letting it go. It'd be very easy to let it go, but some people hold on to it. So one answer is, you can think of maybe does the person have bhakti? Because Nekvis initiation doesn't make bhakti. Surrender makes bhakti. Faith and surrender is what determines who's a devotee and who's not a devotee. And that's what Rupa Swami also explains in Bhakti-rasa Sindhu. He describes adhikar. Means what's the adhikar means what's the qualification for bhakti? He says there's Kanishta adhikari, Madhyama adhikari, and Uttama adhikari. These are all measurements of faith and surrender, not the level of Krishna, bhakti, and experience of Krishna. That's described in the 11th canto of Bhagavatam. I have an article about that. Was clearing confusion about adhikari. So 11th canto of Bhagavatam talks about Kanishta bhakti, Madhyam bhakti, and Uttama bhakti. So it gets confusing sometimes. So one thing is the person may not have bhakti, so they're suffering more. The other answer is that some people have a whole lot of karma, and Krishna wants them to experience suffering. Because once you take Diksha, everything's in the hand of Krishna. They probably used to use the analogy that your karma is, some guy's gonna, on Tuesday, he's going to throw a rock at your head, cut your head. But your devotee, on Tuesday, somebody throws a rock, it misses your head. Because Krishna makes you look the other way or something. So in other words, Krishna interferes with your karma and reduces it. This karmic situation is very mystical, actually. It may appear confusing, but we have to understand everything's personal. Bhakti is personal. So we really have bhakti. The more you have bhakti, the more you possess the heart of Krishna. So the more you possess the heart of Krishna, the more Krishna is looking after you and taking care of you. Like Krishna says in Gita 4:11, as you surrender unto me, every reward you accordingly. What does that reward mean? It means he makes life easier. Makes life easier, which means he more quickly reduces your prabdha karma. And when you become pure devotee, everything is, when you become prima bhakta, there's no aparabdha karma, no kudam bija, all karma is totally finished. So we see people take initiation, they're practicing bhakti for 10 years, and they're suffering like dogs. They're really suffering. Maybe their fault, they're making all kinds of aparats for 10 years. So Krishna keep making them suffer to wake them up. It's a wake-up call, but they're sleeping. They're not waking up. They're not seeing the handwriting on the wall, as they say. Suffering has a cause, but for devotee, you have to trace everything to Krishna. Because everything seems impersonal before you become a bhakta. Everything seems impersonal and inexplicable if you're not a bhakta. But when you're a bhakta, you trace everything to Krishna. Then everything becomes understandable, you can explain it also. Because bhakti is personal and Krishna is the Supreme Person. So, 10 people are doing bhakti, and some are in bliss, and some are suffering like anything. So Krishna's giving the bliss, Krishna's giving the suffering. Why? We have to analyze why. Not like Satyarani says, don't ask how things are happening. Don't ask don't ask why things how they're happening. They're happening because Krishna wants it. That's how it's happening. Are you suffering? So Krishna likes you. I know many people are suffering. Also, one of them. But it's a better percentage. I don't know what my percentage is, but there's definitely some. The material life means suffering. So we're in material life to some extent, not much. Most of us are absorbed in bhakti all the time. Our sleeping is bhakti, our bathing is bhakti. Everything we're doing is bhakti. So it's all Leela of Krishna. We're in Krishna's Leela as sadhaka and as siddha. Sadhaka is the purification Leela, purification elevation. And in siddha roop it's Leela Vilas. Leela Vilas. Some people say, oh, Radha is suffering in mind. She's not suffering. Krishna's suffering. But no one's suffering there. Okay. Radha Radha Babaji ji, Radhe Radhe. How's everything over there? Everything quiet? Clean and quiet. It's quiet here, but I guess they clean. I would hate to have her do an inspection. She would pay. Look at this kitchen, look at the bathroom. Yeah. I'm moving out of this neighborhood. This is my neighbor. I hear, she cleans in the morning, her maid helps her. I hear chairs being moved out of the way. She moves her chairs out of the way, sweeps around the chair. I have seen it happen 100 years. I know, it just goes around the middle of the floor, So, okay, that's good. I heard so she moves the couch or something, here or there, sweeps behind her. Wow. I should say, I have to order for training. He'll quit the next day. He won't last one day with Maharaj. So, I appreciate it. I see her maid on the roof, cleaning the roof, scrubbing the roof with a brush. What I said, I've been here 25 years, nobody even looked at the roof. Sometimes I walk up there bare feet, I slip in all stones there, and they were sweep off the roof once every 6 months. Anyway, you're a great inspiration to me for next life. I have sanskars, I'll keep them for next life. Can I go, Paul? Any questions?
Bhagavad Gita 9.30, it said, "Enriched so
Yeah.
Gurudev, what does Ananya Bhav means in that? And secondly, if someone falls down, then why it is said that do without devotion he will become virtuous?
931.
9:30.
Question is asked on Gita 9:30. 931 also. The other verse, sure you can recite them?
अभिचेत सुदुराचारो भजते मामनन्यभाक् साधुरेव समर्थव्या सम्यक् व्यवसितो हि सा क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा शाश्वत शान्तिं निगच्छति कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्त प्रणश्यति.
Even if a person of very bad behavior worships Krishna with undivided devotion, that person is thought to be saintly, for that person has proper resolution. One quickly becomes righteous and attains peace, O son of Kunti. Declare boldly that no devotee of mine is ever lost. So what's the question?
The question is that someone who is not good and has fell down, how can he be resolute or do with bhakti without devotion? Apichet Sudhiracharya.
Do bhakti without devotion? What do you mean? In other words, let me explain what it's saying. It's basically saying if you have some difficulty, durachara means very bad behavior. Even it includes in the commentary, even murdering a Brahmin is called bad behavior. It goes to that extent. But because in bhakti process, there's no prayaschita, there's no atonement. So when Krishna says, if one has bad behavior, but he starts practicing bhakti again, then he's considered a devotee. So practicing bhakti means hearing and chanting and remembering Krishna. So you can't do bhakti, your statement doesn't make any sense. Do bhakti without bhakti. Doing bhakti means chanting Krishna's name and reading about Krishna and hearing about Krishna and serving Krishna in different ways. But doing bhakti means with devotion. Doing bhakti is devotion. So what's your question?
Gurudev, here it was written, Apichet Sadhuracharya Bhaktinam Ananibhav. And Ananibhav meant without deviation.
Means you'll fall down again. But sometimes the baby walks and falls down, but he gets up again. And he walks a little more and falls down. So some devotees are always walking and always falling down. That's called anishtita bhakti. Stay, it's all absorbed in artha-nivritti. So you just keep falling down and getting up, falling down. Eventually, if you're sincere, Krishna will help you so you don't fall down anymore. That's how it works. This verse, what is the intention of Krishna speaking this verse? Because these two verses are put together here in this book, and also in Gita Press Edition. 30 and 31, because they have the conclusion, is the last line. Krishna is telling Arjuna to say, Kaunteya pratijani name bhakti pranashiti. My devotee never perishes. So it means that even if you do bad activity, you fall down 100 times, because you're devotee, because you're Krishna Bhakta, you'll never get lost to Krishna. Krishna will always be there for you. That's this verse, the intention of Krishna speaking this verse is to show the magnanimity, the compassion, the love of Krishna. Just see how compassionate, how loving Krishna is. This verse is supposed to bring out gratitude in the bhakta. Oh, I fell down. I'm very unfortunate. I'm very uncontrolled. But Krishna is saying, look how merciful Krishna is. He's ready to pick me back, accept me again. Gurus are the same way. Like one disciple in Lila Amrita, he had a fall down. He went to Prabhupada. He said, Prabhupada, I've been gone for 6 months. I've been in Maya. Prabhupada said, yeah, I heard about it. And he was crying and begged Prabhupada forgiveness. Prabhupada said, okay, you're forgiven. Now put on your sannyas cloth, pick up your danda, and go preach. He had fallen down in a severe way. Wrote called the principle, all 4 principles. And Prabhupada rubbed his head, he came back, he put his head on Prabhupada's lap, was crying. One old senior devotee, it's in the Vilamita. Prabhupada rubbed his head and said, that's okay, I forgive you. Now pick up your danda and go preach. And he preached and he didn't fall down again. So the gurus like Krishna are very compassionate, very merciful. Ananya Bhakti, Ananya Bhakti can mean prema bhakti. At the highest end, Ananya Bhakti means prema bhakti. Ananya, the word Ananya means nothing else. So you're not doing anything else with bhakti. So you at the highest end, that means Ananya Bhakti means unbroken, 20 every second doing bhakti means a prema bhakti. But even a bhakti at the level of North Liberty can also be called Ananya Bhakti, because if he's not doing anything else. Like all of us, we're not praying bhaktis, we're not bhava bhaktis. But we can also be called Ananya Bhakti. Bhaktis, because that's what we're doing. We do some little work, get some money, but then everything else we're doing bhakti. Vishnu Chakravarti emphasizes the power of bhakti. Owing to one's devotion, a devotee is considered above the law. In such a generous rendering, Vishnu gives a very generous and liberal explanation of this verse, 930 of Gita. Vishnu stresses the ideal of the devotee, which he will become, as opposed to judging one on the present condition. By judging presently, you're fallen. That's why I often say, today's bhakti is tomorrow's His Divine Grace. You know, you start off Bhakti Stevie, and then you're, initially in 1966, your name is Satsrup. And then 11 years later, you're supposed to be a pure devotee, like that. So, we don't know who we're with. We think we all join together, we're just all bhaktis. We're all bhaktis, but 10 years from now, 15 years, the bhakti next to you may be a Shuddha bhakti. Maybe Shuddha bhakti, maybe prema bhakti. So, don't judge one on the present condition. What do we say? Every saint has a what?
Dark past.
Every saint has a past. Every sinner has a
Bright future.
bright future. That's your hope. That's your personal diary hope. You're a sinner, yes. You only have a bright future. You have a dark future. But that's this common phrase. Every sinner has a future. Bright future. He had purport there. The devotee's devotional ideal represents one's Srup Lakshana, principal characteristic, that overrides the marginal characteristic of one's bad character. Sridhar Swami explains Ananya Bhakti means that the devotee's pure devotional practices counteract his bad behavior, sudurachara. Another meaning of Ananya Bhakti, according to Sridhar Swami, is not to have any bhakti for any devata or devi, Durga Bhakti or Shiva Bhakti, because that's very prominent in India. We don't know so much Western devotees, don't have much awareness of devis and devatas. We just know about Krishna and Chaitanya and like that, so we're not so much. Sridhar Swami is addressing Indian nationals, basically. Varsha. Sridhar Swami is indicating that Ananya Bhakti cannot, because Ananya Bhakti is described in the verse. So Ananya Bhakti means nothing else but pure Bhakti. He said it can also apply to a neophyte devotee, which I also said. For such devotees are devoted to Krishna alone. So as I said, we're also Ananya Bhaktis. Who do you have it in your altar? You have Sai Baba? You do. You have your grandmother, grandfather? You do. You have Shiva and Durga and Lakshmi Devi? Yeah, you do. But you go into these houses, so you don't see Gauri Thai or Radharani and Krishna or Giriraj, or Jagannath. So they're fixed. So even we're Ananya Bhakti. So I think you have a good understanding of this. And now, you have any question? Really good question. When does family life end? That's the only way, huh? Okay.
Another question related to that.
Okay.
When we are trying to control our desires, but still we sometimes act in that, but we don't have ruchi or desire to act. So if we don't have ruchi and still we do that, will it have a karmic
Ruchi, forget about ruchi. There's no action without desire. Don't talk about ruchi. Ruchi is the wrong word. Your action is based on vasana. Karma is based on vasana. Vasana means desire. So what are you trying to say? The word ruchi is the wrong word here. We're moved by desire, Jack. No desire, no movement. You fall down, you jump at some woman and enjoy with her. That's not ruchi. That's a sinful activity. If you're not married, that's considered sin in Veda. And it's due to desire, uncontrolled desire. Okay, now start from there. What do you want to say?
I just had a simple question that if we act,
That's right. If we act,
in our desire, but we don't want to, like we pray, please Krishna, please protect us. So will it have a karmic reaction or sanskar in our?
every desire creates every action creates a samskara. Good deeds produce punya samskara, devotional deeds produce bhakti samskara, and sinful deeds produce, what do you call it? Papa samskara. Samskaras means the tendency or proclivity to do it again. The only thing that can destroy samskaras is by replacing them by doing intense bhakti bhajan. So you're watering the creeper of bhakti and you're cutting off the leaves at the same time. Cutting off the leaves means you're committing sin. That's a sin against holy name. Which number? Seventh. You know Sanskrit? No, beloved, public duty. It's the seventh sense against the holy name. So you have to be living. That's why Prabhupada always emphasized, follow the four principles of Hare Krishna. You're breaking your four principles. You're saying Hare Krishna. It's like cutting leaves off your bhakti creeper because you're making offense to the holy name. If you're not making offenses, then your bhakti creeper grows. Devotion is not for fools. You have to be intelligent, control your senses, and do bhakti. You have to pray. Mad dogs of material desire. Those are your desires barking. Throw stones at them. So we have to beat down our desires. Fast on Ekadashi, do Nirzal Brat every Ekadashi, and pray to get pure in your heart. Tapasya purifies the senses. It's not easy to do.
Thank you, Gopal.
Got a lot of notes. That's good. You're just trying to be sincere. That's good. Some people it takes longer to get to the right point. So just keep trying. Don't stop trying. Consistency and determination in any field brings success eventually. Time factor. Time is Krishna. He awards success if you're determined and you're consistent. How do you get determination? I'm asking a question, now you have to answer.
Like the example of the Imli tree that you gave.
No, that's an example. But how do you get determination?
Understanding of goal. Understanding of goal.
What she say?
Understanding of the goal.
Shastra.
That's the right answer.
Studying Shastra.
Studying Shastra. This Secretary Dasi gave the right answer. We get determination by knowing the prayojan, which is the goal, and which means knowing Krishna knowing the goal of Krishna Bhakti, and being enchanted and captivated by that goal. Knowing the goal is one thing, but that goal, what is that? First you have to know the goal, so you have to define the goal very clearly. Then you have to desire the goal. You have to be enchanted and captivated by the goal. What is the goal? The goal is to have my siddhanta, my spiritual body, and serve Radha Krishna in the land of Vrindavan. Prem Dham Vrindavan, in the spiritual sky. And then, so what is the spiritual sky? What is this Prem Dham Vrindavan? So we read all the books about that. You get some idea about that. Go into Lilamrita, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Gopal, Ananda Vrindavan Champu, Padma Puran, everywhere it's described, so many descriptions. We say, oh, that's a very nice place. I like that, but I like the description. What is the goal of Krishna Bhakti? Distribute books. Okay, that's maybe. It's a goal today where you have to go out and distribute books. But what's the ultimate goal of Bhakti Yoga? Is love. Well, who do you love? And who do you love? What do you love? Where do you love? How do you love? Why do you love? Answer all these questions, and you get a clear answer to all these questions. Who we're supposed to love? Why we're supposed to love? How we're supposed to love? Where are we going to have all this love? Then you'll get some enchantment. You can answer all these questions with a 10-page essay. Why we worship Krishna? Why we want love? So that's the right answer. Study about the prayojan. That's why Rupa Goswami, I was thinking it was a disappearance day the other day, Rupa Goswami. And if you look at Rupa Goswami was his Tirabhav the other day. And there's a prayer to Rupa Goswami. What is that prayer?
Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Pradhanam Dadati Swapadantikam.
Who wrote that prayer? I don't know. Huh? Narottam Das? Let me see. I don't know myself.
Yes.
It's in Prem Bhakti Sonika. It's in Prem Bhakti Chandrika. Gauravakesh Rupa Goswami, who is, of course, Shiksha Guru for Gaudiya Sampradaya. But he's the key word. What are the key words to that? Key two words to that verse. What are the key words of that verse?
स्थापितं ददाति
Manobishtam.
Fixing things.
What does Abishta mean?
Aspiration.
Excuse me?
Aspiration.
Yeah. Cherished heart's desire. The cherished desire of my heart. The dearmost desire of my heart is Abishta. What does man mean?
Mind.
Man means mind. Manobishtam means, and whose man is described here?
श्री चैतन्य
Sri Chaitanya. So what does it mean? In your own words, tell me what the verse means. Rupa Goswami what? What is Narottam glorifying Rupa Goswami for?
So he's fixed on
Fixed on the devotion to Sri Chaitanya.
Right. Narottam Das Thakur and Prem Bhakti Chandrika is glorifying Rupa Goswami by saying he knows, Sangha Goswami may know, Raghunath Das may know, but Rupa and Sna were personally instructed by Lord Chaitanya in Chaitanya Charitamrita chapter 19 through 25 or something, like 6-7 chapters, Madhya Lila. So Narottam Das Thakur, who is carrying the prema of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly, he's saying, Rupa Goswami, he knows the heart, the cherished heart and desire of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the cherished heart and desire of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Gopi Angi, Ateva Gopi Bhava Angikar. Everyone should accept Gopi Bhava. So because Rupa Goswami knew the innermost desire of Lord Chaitanya was to spread this Madhurya Rati, this amorous love of Radha Krishna, what did Rupa Goswami write?
भक्ति रसायन
You know, Bhakti just in the Usmanamani Savavi. Everything he wrote is about Madhurya Rati. The seven, everything he wrote is about Madhurya Rati. He touches briefly the other rasas of Vrindavan, Vatsalya, Shakya, and Dasya are touched in the nectar of the ocean. But Savavi, everything he wrote, Lalita Madhav, Vrindavan Lila, Vidagda Madhav, and Lalita Madhav is a little Dwarka Lila there. But it's connected to Vrindavan Lila. Vidagda Madhav, Vrindavan Lila. So everything he wrote was basically about Radha Krishna and Braj. So what does this mean? It means the heart of Lord Chaitanya is Radha Krishna and Braj. So one who is following Radha Krishna, worshiping Radha Krishna, and desiring Madhurya Rati is called what kind of Vaishnava? Rupa Nuga. Rupa. Everyone, someone's pursuing Sakya Rati, he's also practicing Rag Bhakti. Someone's pursuing Vatsalya Rati, he's also practicing Rag Bhakti. Someone's pursuing Dasya Rati and Vrindavan and following Vrisvasi, he's also following Raghunath Bhakti. But Rupa Swami is teaching Rag Bhakti in general principles of it, but specifically he's emphasizing Madhurya Rag Bhakti, Madhurya Rati. So this is the glory, this is the heart of Lord Chaitanya, Manobishtam. So I forget the point I started on.
Determination.
स्थापित determination
How to get determination.
Yeah, so you get determination by following Rupa, or reading the books of Rupa Goswami, you know more clearly the goal of life. Bhakti Sri Radhe was such a gem of a book. Unbelievable. Usmanamani, of course, mostly describes different terms and different kinds of ratis and sakis and all kinds of different emotional temperaments. It's like a dictionary, basically. Usmanamani. It's not a book of pastime. But it's all Madhurya Rati, that's the main thing. Bhakti Sri Radhe has other ratis, Vatsalya and because Lord Chaitanya has also said, Lord Chaitanya came to preach Raganuga Bhakti. There's a verse like that. Raganuga Bhakti Prachar and Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Rag Bhakti, you can't exclude Sakya Rati or Vatsalya Rati or Dasya Rati. They're all included. Rupanuga Vaishnavas, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati founded the Gaudiya Math. He wanted everybody to be Rupanuga Gaudiya Vaishnava. He was very, very popular, very much like this term, Rupanuga Vaishnava. Rupanuga means follower Rupa Goswami, which means Manobishtam, which means Madhurati Govibhav. You can't call it, as far as I understand, maybe I can be wrong, that's also true, but as far as I understand, Rupanuga Vaishnava is pursuing Madhurati, worshiping Radha Krishna Mudha Govibhav. He is in fact Rupanuga Vaishnava. Because Rupa Goswami is Rupa Manjari. We don't find any Rupa Gopal. Cowboy named Rupa Gopal. But you can attain perfection in Vrindavan, following Rag Bhakti and Sakyarati, Vaisarati, and Dasarati. But as far as you're going to follow Rupa Goswami and be Rupanuga Vaishnava, you're going to take in the kunjas. You're going to turn to a Manjari. Look at Savavali, look at everything he wrote. It's all about Madhurati. I didn't get to speak about Rupa Goswami the other day, but I wanted to say this actually. So I said it. It's on my mind. Pleasure for, yeah, go ahead.
Raj, could you say something how the Sakis and Mancharis, what is Raksha Bandhana for them tomorrow? How they celebrate?
Raksha Bandhan. Well, this is described in the Naimitic Leela section of the Gutika of Sri Krishnadas Baba, who wrote Krishna Madanamrita and his Gutika, which combines Gaura Leela with Krishna Leela. It's called Gauragovinda Gutika by Sri Krishna. He describes, they do it just like here. Like Radharani is, of course, in Yavat, but at this time of year, Radharani is living in Varsana for Julan and for Raki. And after Raki, I think a couple of days after Raki, she goes to Yavat. 2 months here, 2 months here. So she goes home, and her brother, who ties who?
Sister ties to brother.
Sister ties her brother. So Radharani ties up Sridham, ties her brother, and Krishna and Balaram. I can't remember what they do. I just remember that Sridham comes with a bunch of cows to bribe Sridham. That's when he takes Radharani back home. When he brings Radharani to Varsana before this month, a couple of months, he brings a couple thousand cows to bribe Jatila to let Radharani come home. So they observe Raki like people do here. The sister's side of brother. So there's no sister of Krishna Balaram. I mean, Devaki gave birth to Subhadra after Krishna a few years later or something like that. It wasn't the same night. Devaki and Vasudeva are the father and mother of Mathura Krishna. And when they got out of prison later on, they had a daughter named Subhadra. And when Krishna moved everything to Dwarka, Subhadra went there and fell in love with a sannyasi.
Arjuna.
Happens. It's not a new thing. The sannyasis that fall in love with disciples or other girls, they say, well, let's sing Krishna book. Balaram, he did it. I mean, Arjuna did it. I'm following the Bhagavad Gita. Okay. It's not recommended, by the way. I don't remember. There's a little more talked about it. I can't remember in detail. He talks about it for about two, 3 paragraphs. It's not a long deal. It's not. I have a book with those occasional videos translated by Witega. You have it? Yeah, it's in there. You can look at it. It's pretty popular book. That's all I know. I don't know other like Rich Rossi stuff about it. It's funny. I live in Vrindavan, but I don't know much about what's going on in Vrindavan. I mean, for me, Vrindavan is just, it's a place to do bhajan. I just don't want to live anywhere else. You have to live somewhere. And I came here my first time in '77. I said, I want to live here. It took me a long time to get here. I didn't move here until 1987. 10 years later. It took me 10 years to get to unite with the place I love. So, you have to do bhajan somewhere. You can be in Switzerland or America. Seems like you'd like to be here. So all of us are here because we want to be. But we're not really, I can't say I'm any kind of Rajvasi at all. I'm just a guy doing bhajan, living in Radha, that's all. That's really, I don't know too much about what really is Vrindavan, what really are the leelas here. Because, for example, the Nimbarkis and Vallabhacharyas, they know thousands of leelas about Radha Krishna Vrindavan. Thousands of leelas. You won't find any Gaudiya Vaisnava. Vallabha Sampradaya, Nimbarka Sampradaya, they have thousands and thousands of leelas for Radha Krishna that their Siddha saints have seen and written about in Brajvasa's song. And whenever we have a Gaudiya literature available, I know about those leelas. I read them. I have some idea about them. Because it's all in English. But there's just thousands of more leelas that are floating around this Brajmandal in the hearts and minds of Nimbarki gurus and disciples, who are most of Brajvasi, and Vallabhacharya followers. I meet grihastas, ordinary grihastas in Madan. They can tell me leelas for 10 days. I never heard in my life. They have 3 kids, they work, and they start talking about Krishna. They go out for 10 years. I never heard it. I was like, so I like to be that kind of Brajvasi, but I'm not. That's the real Brajvasi. Just like, he may be externally normal person, family, house, job, complains, fights with his wife, everything. But in his heart, there's a whole ocean of Radha Krishna Prema Leela. That's desirable attainment. If we're gonna take any kind of another next birth, let it be something like that. Well, of course, that's not easy to attain, but. What's the time? We're in the forks, you're drilling a fork.
3:40.
Today, tomorrow's the last day of drilling. Purnima. Tomorrow's Rocky. One side point about Rakshabandha. Anandas Babaji, he used to let his disciples, lady disciples, come and tie his wrist on Rakshabandha. And also the Babajis would also tie his wrist. The daughter is supposed to tie the brother.
Sister.
The daughter is supposed to tie the sister, yeah. So the Babajis would tie it up. So all the ladies would also, so the Babajis had those little things that rock those things again. And so they would go, first the lady would go, and then the Babajis lined up, first lady, and one of us, okay. Yeah, hold his arm. Yeah, it's tied up. Seki Shirmani told me this yesterday. So some disciples asked me, are you going to do that? I said, let's see. I've never done it before. Because really it's like that, because Guru represents Krishna. So Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Pranadhan, Shraddhavan Jane, Shraddhavan Jane. So anyone who has faith in Krishna will accept and believe that Krishna is my father, Krishna is my mother, Krishna is my sister, Krishna my brother. So Guru is sexually, so Guru is your mother, Guru is your father, Guru is your brother, Guru is your sister. So, okay. All right, put my right hand on it. The gate will be locked from outside on Monday. I'll not give her the key. And Hari Katha will be locked up somewhere. They can't get the key from him either. Okay, question. Any next question? Okay, question. Last opportunity. Okay, Jaya Jaya Sri Radhe.
Jai Guru.
Ready for sadhana or what?
Yes.